Hi Julia, what's here? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to have another look at the new Sentimentally Yours Floral Finery, and you will find them over on my website juliawattscrafts.co.uk. Of course, if I've got stock left, and again, if the stock left, you'll find it over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk. Now the Floral Finery collections are always super popular. They're meant to last 12 months, but they won't because that's what happens. So we are going to be using 5 new die sets of the 8 that are in this release. We've got the Floral Finery Beautiful Petals, which is probably the plainest, although there's pierced details all the way around the edges. And I'm going to be using the 3 petal flowers, the largest 3 sizes in the 3 petal flowers for this project. And we're also going to be using the Lovely Petals, which again is a kind of a plainish one, in that the detail is around the edges again. So it hasn't got pierced detail in the actual main body of the petals, like the other 2 sets have that we're not using. But yeah, we're going to team up the 3 petals of these as well. I'm going to be using the Floral Finery Majestic Fronds, which is the plainer of the leaves. It doesn't have the pierced detail, but it does have these beautiful little cut-out pieces which coordinate with the flowers. I'm back to the Stamens and using some Stamens from Sensational Stamens 3. And of course, we're going to use some Twiddly bits because it would be rude not to. Wherever I put them, there they are. Right, so let's look at our layers. So I've got lots of layers here, and I'm using the Layered Differently Magnificent rectangles, which is from a release earlier this year. Super popular, the Layered Differently collection, and it's got the pierced details which, around the edges, which of course is going to coordinate with the pierced details on one of the Floral Finery sets that we're using. So let's see what we've used. We've got the largest of the Magnificent rectangles layering dies here, out of the, this is the Rose Petal Lustre card, and I forgot to get this time, so apologies for that. So you see it's got this lovely shine on it, and you will find all the cardstock over at Honeypot. And I've embossed the next size layer, which I've cut out of pure white, using the beautiful Beaded Heart Lattice 3D embossing folder. So you can see those big hearts have got the deepest emboss. So that's going to go on there, like so. Then I've gone for the number 4. So if I count from the middle, 1, 2, 3. So the largest but one of the Magnificent rectangles, the decorative dies, I've cut again out of the Rose Petal. My next layer, which is the middle die, number 3, I've cut out a pure white, and this time I've embossed it with the Ornate Circles 3D embossing folder, just for a little bit of contrast. Then we've got the 4 decorative dies here in the centre. So the largest one here is out of the Rose Petal, and the next size one with these little kind of areas here that are perfect for gems and pearls, I've cut out pure white, and I've gone back to the Beaded Heart Lattice 3D embossing folder, and I've embossed that, so then that's going to go there. So we've got a little bit of continuity between that layer and that layer, but we've got the contrast on this layer here. And then we've got these 2 dies here, the Rose Petal, and then this is going to be my Sentiment. So we will stamp our Sentiment while we're here. And we're going to go for a sentiment from the Floral Curios Sweetheart Sentiments. Now I've sold out of this. I'm not sure if there's still any available, but do have a look over at Honeypot Crafts if you like it, because it's got 27 stamps on here. You've got 4 hearts, and then you've got lots and lots of sentiments, and the sentiments have got little hearts here and there on them as well to follow through with the heart theme. We're going to stamp with Morning Mist Versafine Clair, and I think what we're going to do is, what did I decide? Oh yes, that's what we decided to do. I think we're going to have maybe with love towards the right, because I'm going to put a dragonfly on the left here. That's the plan. And we're stamping with Morning Mist because it's a grey and it's not as harsh as the black. And you will find the Versafine Clairs on both of our websites. Just give that a chance to sink in. Don't press too hard. Just give the ink a chance, and it's, there we go. There's our With Love. Beautiful. So that will go on there like so. Give that a wipe. That's your Floral Curios Sweetheart Sentiments. I use these a lot. So if there's any in stock still, I suggest you grab a set because they won't be reordered. Right, let's get some of these layers stuck together and then we can start looking at flowers. Because these can go underneath my mat. We'll put our A5 card blank to one side. I know you know it's not a card blank, but there's no point wasting an extra A5 sheet of card, is there really, when it's only going to the studio and then to the shop. So the samples normally go, Phil takes them from the studio and drops them back off at the shop when he's next up in Sheffield. And so dotted around the shop you'll see samples from the design team for inspiration. So when you when you run your 3D embossing folder through your machine with your card, mist the card on both sides with some water before you pop it in your folder, and then it gives the fibres a chance to move in and out of the folder and you don't get cracking then. And then it's a good idea to stick it underneath something heavy so that it flattens out, because it's been wet, then it's more likely to go all wobbly. But we're going to put it underneath here now. Now we've got the glue on. So there's a bit of piece of MDF underneath here. So that's how I use to flatten it out. Now this one is fabulous on both sides. Look at that. It's tremendous, isn't it? That's the proper side. But that's amazing. I am going to go on this side because this is the wrong side of the die cut. I always forget how fabulous this one is on the back side. So this is your ornate circles. It is a little bit of a challenge to stick these down because the emboss is so deep. You can hear it, can't you, as I'm running the glue over it. Point to point. Does that look okay? It does. And we'll pop that underneath here as well. And these two layers here. You don't need to worry. You obviously, when you put your card together, you need to make sure your hearts are pointing up, or not. Or, you know, the point is at the bottom, but they're the right way up, you know what I mean. Not important until you put the card together. And obviously when you run it through your folder, if you want to have this orientation, you grab your hearts the other way. So just think about the orientation of your card before you actually emboss your piece of card. Try and get my borders about the same size. Really pretty, isn't it? I love this rose petal lustre card. It's such a pretty colour. But you can't really see it until we do that. You can't really see it on the camera. Right, which way are we going to go? Let's go there. And let's go there. And get that one in there as well. And we stick our sentiment on here. And then we go to the fun bit, the flowers. And then we'll have about 20 minutes of faffing around when I stick the flowers on the card. If you watch any of my other videos, you will know that the flowers do take a while to stick on the card. But that's the fun bit. Under there. So they're all up there going nice and flat. So, here's my little piles. For the flowers, as I said, I'm using the 3 petal flowers, and what I've done is I've cut, I ran it through and I've cut these 3 sizes here, so that one, that one and that one, and that one, that one and that one, so 6 flowers. I've cut them out twice. I've cut them out once in the rose petal lustre card and once in white. So the idea is that rather than mixing and matching, I'm actually doing like with like, but the different colours, if that makes sense. And this time to shape them, I'm going to use, you could use a paintbrush. This is a pokey tool. You can use a pencil, anything that's got like a round barrel on it. And I'm just wrapping that around the barrel, which I'm having a bit of difficulty today. Yesterday I was fine. There we go. So that leaves like a 3-legged spider standing up. We'll do the same with the white one. Like so. And then we'll take our embossing tool. Now the Stamens, this is I think it's called Lavender Haze. Yeah, Lavender Haze lustre card. So I thought that would go nicely with the pink. And we're just gonna, this is the largest of the sizes of the Stamens. And we get a little cup like that. So if we push this in the middle, like so. And then as always, we just offset them. So these are a little bit more rolled up than the normal way I like to shape them. And then we can pop our stamen in the centre. Like so. And then for the pearls, I'm using rose shimmer pearls. You'll find these over at Honeypot. An 8mm in the middle, because that's, oh, I need glue first, because that's the size of the cup. You do need a fair amount of glue because the cups are now obviously beveled, and the pearls are flat backed. Don't push down with your pickup tool because you'll make the wax all flat and weird. Just, I normally use my fingers. I know Phil uses his tweezers. So there's our flower, just a slightly different shape. Right, so and I've got some other ones up there. let's get these dragonflies stuck together. So I've cut the decorative layer. These are the two smallest sizes in the Tatty dragonflies, which were released earlier this year, which I think both websites have a stock of those. And I've cut the top layer out of the rose petal and the bottom layer out of pure white. As I said, this is the smallest two sizes. If I didn't say it, I meant to. I have no idea from one second to the next what I'm saying, really. So I've just put glue on the body and the head. I never glue all the way, you know, the complete brain. I never glued the wings on so that they actually can move separately if they need to. Just tapping off the excess. And then we'll shape them in a minute. They're really pretty. These and the Tatty butterflies are fabulous. The bees and the clocks were part of the same release and they just flew, which is why I'm saying to you about this collection. I know the twiddly bits are going to sell out first. It's obvious because they're so different and they're so useful. So don't miss out. Right, so we've got our leaves as well, and I've cut these out of the Fresh Mint Lustre card. So I think we can start sticking everything together. So we're doing this orientation. It's not quite stuck flat enough yet, but we'll live with it. I wonder if we can put a little bit more glue just under there. Might help. Right. What did I just do with that? Oh, put that on top of that plonker. Right, we'll put foam tape underneath the layers, so we'll have a fill style card. Foam tape. We've got 2mm foam tape here. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing this. You will find a full description or a full list of what I've used in the description of this video. So you can always go back and check if you've missed what I've said. I usually tag the products I've got in stock, so you should have to see them displayed. They're normally underneath the video, but if you're in full screen, I'm not sure what happens with that or on the TV. I do quite like to watch YouTube on the TV. You can do that if you've got a smart TV or if you've got something like an Amazon Fire Stick. I use my son's Xbox because he's not using it at the moment. Don't play games because they're beyond me, the games nowadays. But, so yeah, hearts pointing in the right direction would be a really good start. Looks right. Then we're on this layer. Bit of foam tape on this as well. So once again, this is the Magnificence rectangles that I'm using. So I've used it for the bottom layer and I'm using it for all the other layers as well. I'm not using any other dies from any of the other Layered Differently collection on this card. It's all the Magnificence rectangles. Put a pretty again. So I can move it if I need to. Doesn't matter which way up these circles go. There's no right and wrong with this one. Did I do it so that it was, I did do it so it was evenish. So I reckon if we have it about there. That's good to me. And then this one, obviously we're going to need to make sure that this one has the hearts facing the right direction. Could have got away with just 2 of these rather than 3. It's not going anywhere, is it? I might do the same thing and put a little bit just down on the point there. Make sure they're the right way. Now I've turned them around again. Okay. It's pretty, isn't it? Very pretty, very elegant, I think. And then we'll put the sentiment on. That looks middle-ish. Okay. Now we need to pimp it up with the flowers and the leaves. So I've got all my flowers here, and as I said, we've got some that are just the ones with the PS detail. This is stuck. So we've got 3 with the cutouts and 3 with the PS detail, but I've got white underneath and the pink on the top. Okay. So the idea is that we're going to have the flowers and leaves kind of opposites, so up there and down here. So if we have that one there, then we'll have the opposites with them. So I think that will be fine, and then we'll have the other ones down here. Right. I'm not shaping the leaves on this one. I won't want to stick because they're on a 3D embossing folder. It's either mirror card or 3D embossing folders, and they don't like sticking. I'm putting glue here, there and everywhere, but you know, it may or may not stick. The flowers will help them stick. So we've got this one here, and I'll slot some other leaves in a minute. just done, so it's oozing a little bit with the glue. Then we're going to have the pierced one next to it. If you don't like the pink and the white together, just do them all pink or all white, you know. Just trying to give you some different ideas. And then we'll have the teeny tiny one. You could have the same size either side. It's just quicker to use 3 different sizes when you're doing your die cutting. So we'll have that one there. Does that look all right? Yeah. And then we're going to slot in. Do I want to slot that one in, or do I want to slot the other one in? Hang on a sec. Yeah, we're going to slot in a 3 up here. I'm tending to put the leaves on the outside, and then the twiddly bits can come, well, the twiddly bits can go anywhere at all. Just slot some more leaves in there. And then we'll perhaps grab a 2. Pop a 2 in there as well. Still moving. Okay, then we do the same kind of thing down here. So this one will go about there, and this one will go kind of up there, like so. Let's put a little tiny bit of that one off. Of course, you can, you know, break bits off and not actually use all 5 of the leaves. You can make it into a 3 if you want, or even a 1. Stick, please. Okay, then we've got the plain one. I say plain, it's not, is it? It's because it's got the pierce. It's a bit like the sweetheart flowers, you know. They were from years and years and years and years ago. Has anybody got the sweetheart flowers? I don't know if I've still got mine actually. Don't tell Phil. Do I want that one up a bit actually? I want to have it there. Like that. And then we'll have the bigger one down the bottom. And we have a look on the camera, and the smaller one at the top again. Yeah, that's the way we're going to do it. They're so pretty, aren't they? Beyond pretty. And obviously using the stamens is completely optional. I did the card that I shared yesterday in yesterday's video didn't have stamens on it, and it was just as beautiful. I'm a bit of a sucker for stamens, so you know, if they're available for me to use, I will use them. You don't want to go on there, do you? There you go. Looking lovely, isn't it? Very fresh. Then we've got dragonflies, so I'm just holding them on the body. And I think I'm going to have one there, like so. And we might have the other one just up there. Yep. Look at that. Minimal faffing on the position of the dragonflies. Who am I? What have I done with Julia? Just putting glue on the body. Loving it. Oh, I'm going to put some more leaves down here as well, wasn't I? Just to fill this out like the other one. So three there, although you can only see two. Doesn't matter. Except that there's the stem there. Do not want to see that stem. Oh, I missed a bit, poking a bit out there. What is that then? Oh, that's what's underneath. It's just gone on the dot there from the embossing folder, and I thought that I hadn't poked it out. See there? Right. Pretty, 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 pretty. So I'll keep those leaves for another project. And we want our twiddly bits, because it would be rude not to have any, wouldn't it? This is like you're getting ready, heading for the 40 minutes. It's the twiddly bits that take the time. Right, I think we're going to go for the heart ones on this, because we've got the beaded heart lattice embossing folder. So I think we're going to pull out some heart ones. Because I do tend to use the other ones a heck of a lot. So the hearts get a little bit neglected. And so they're all sticking together here. There we go. And they're fabulous. We love these. Absolutely love them. Where's another heart? There must be another heart somewhere. And there is a righty and a lefty of them all, in case you were wondering. They'll sort of everything. I did see another heart. There's another one. Right, let's see how we get on with those, and then we might need some more in a bit. Right, where are we? Move them back down a bit, haven't I? Okie dokie. Right, so we've got a nice swirly, curly, whirly bit, which I think might go under there quite nicely. My glue's about a third full now, so it's reluctant to come down. Swirly, curly, whirly bit. Love it. do it there, then it'll be right. And we can have a swirly curly whirly bit coming out of here as well. Fabulous. I love them. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Inspired by our fill. I'm going to insist you need to buy these, you really do. Doesn't matter whether you buy them from me or from Phil, but you need, honestly, if you don't have these in your life, you're going to regret it, because they are just fabulous. Don't want one up there. That would look fab, wouldn't it? Right. Because you can manipulate the little bits so they either sit behind things or in front of things. So we're going to have, that's going to go under there. And we're going to have our hearts just sitting up there like that. Fabulous. Then we ought to have some on this side as well. Have we got another righty the other way round of that one? That's a dotty one. And that's a dotty one. Excuse me a minute while I try and find them. I don't want to use the dotty ones, I want the heart ones. Right, we're going to have some of these plain ones as well, I think. Right. What have we got left with hearts on? We've got this. So that one could come out like that. Yep. Don't overthink these. Just basically go with it. Do we want to have... Hang on a sec. Where are you going? I think we'll have that one coming up out there actually, but that's going to interfere with me having a pearl in the corner. So we could have it coming out of there like that, maybe. Not sure about that one at the minute, because that's what I did on that side. I don't necessarily want them to be symmetrical. I do want something coming out here. Oh, that would work. Yep. I must have used some of the heart ones on something else. I cut them all out again. Maybe they've gone off to see some mates or something. Just wonderful things, they really are. You need these in your life, honestly you do, you absolutely do. I think I am going to use that one over there. So I've got 1, 2, 3 there, and I've got 1, 2 on this side. Maybe I should have it coming out of there like that. Yep, that's what we're doing. You can snip into them as well, make them smaller, cut them in half so you've got bits going either side, so it makes like look as if they've you know, they're longer. Stop sticking to me. There's a bit of glue there now, so that has to go there. No, that doesn't look right because it's got, that needs to be there. have some of these. We could have one of those going either side. And then we could have one of those going either side on this side as well. Kind of like that. Nope, I think we need the other one. That way. Yeah. And then we'll call it a day on the twiddly bits. Otherwise, I'm going to be here forever. We're already over 40 minutes. Ah, flowers come off. No. That's okay. We can stick that on again. Right, so where are we having this? Having that about there. Okay, okay. Have a look. Yeah. We're nearly there. Promise. We just stick that underneath there. Smashing. Look at that. It's fabulous, isn't it? They're lots of fun, the twiddly bits, they really are. Let's just finish off with a pearl in each corner because I like to do that. There it is. And my pearls are here. This is either the Rose Shimmer again. They're lovely. They've got a really beautiful shimmer to them. As I said, you'll find these over at Honeypot Crafts. I should be on commission, really. Oh, I haven't got any more 8s in there. As always, using the pick up tool to put my pearls on because that just makes life easier. Let's just see if they're all evenish. Let's go over a bit, I think. Oh. Oh, you so-and-so. I think they stick to you more when you're feeling a bit warm. I think we're good. Yeah. It's a lovely colour combination, isn't it? The rose petal lustre card and the fresh mint for the leaves, and then a bit of pure white. I'm really happy with that. I hope you like it. As I said, the full list of what I've used is in the description of this video, and you will find most of the products over on my website. I don't stock the card or the pearls, so you'll find them, all the rest, the dies and stamps when I have them, over at juliewattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll find everything over at honeypotcrafts.co.uk too, obviously while stocks last. Do like and subscribe here on my YouTube channel. I do love to read your comments, and watch out for lots more videos. Thank you for watching.